Hey, Mike. You gotta unmute. Hey, Selena. Gosh. How's the sound back here? Is it okay? Cool. Oh my gosh. Mhm. Oh my gosh. Hey, Carla. Sorry, everyone's on mute. You can always unmute yourself if you want to say something. It's just so that everyone can hear me. Oh, Selena's back. We're going to start seated so you guys can just get yourself set up however you want. And there's a few more people who said they were coming, so we'll just wait a couple minutes. Oh my gosh. I can hear everyone screaming, crying on the first floor all the way up here. Awesome. I hope you can't hear it. It's not very zen. Oh my gosh. These kids.
Hello.
Hey.
Morning.
Good morning, Mike. You did
you
it.
gotta you gotta retrain me every time I turn this on. Yes. So I need to turn it off when we start, right? The
Yeah.
mute. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're back. Looking good.
Yeah, dude. It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rough week last week, but back
Well,
on track.
at least it wasn't a COVID.
No.
That's
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. Thank God. Better not get COVID. I've been literally like in solitary confinement for a year,
Yep.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Robin too since March.
Yeah. Yep. Uh,
Did you get the shot?
no, I
No.
don't qualify yet under anything. So, as
Are you
far as I
going
know,
to? Yeah.
I guess so. Um,
Yeah, I don't want to put that stuff in me. I just
yeah, I
yeah.
know it's tough. I figure it'll be a while before I'm eligible. At least maybe in the
Yeah, they're
summer.
saying like June for everybody.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'll stay
know.
safe.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right.
Hi, George. I see you there. Anybody having any issues that they feel like mentioning or Anything like to work on in particular? Feel free to, you can always type it
Neck?
into neck.
I'm going to mute myself now.
Right on. We'll just wait like 2 more minutes because I know Janet said she was coming and Jackie. So. Personally, it took me about 4 minutes to get into these pants today. So maybe they're in the same problem. I'm in them. I may not be able to get out of them, but I'm in them. Had to cut me free. Yeah, get your props ready or anything you'd like to use too. Where's Jackie? Hi, Jackie. Good morning. All right, I'm going to go get seated and we'll get started. And I'll try and keep my eyes peeled if Jen pops in. If I suddenly jump up, it's not a move. You don't have to do it. I'm just going to let Jen into the group. All right. So I hope everyone can hear me all right this week. I feel like the recording last week was so low. So if you can't, can someone just pop on and let me know? Unmute yourself because I can't see the screen from here. Otherwise, find yourself your seat. If you're on a blanket, kind of scoot to the edge. Allow those sit bones on the edge of the blanket so that the hips can roll open, lowering the knees. Allowing hands to rest on the knees or thighs. Breath is softening. Shoulders falling away from the ears. And allowing the spine to softly, gently rise up. With each breath in. If you like, you can allow the eyes to close. Working into a natural rhythm in the breath. If it's comfortable, we're breathing in and out through the nose. And trying to even out the length of your inhale and exhale. And if you haven't already, working into a belly breath from here, inhaling naturally and actively pressing that exhale out, gently squeezing those low ribs, drawing the belly in, belly button to the spine, releasing and softening open on that inhale, filling up out in front of you, and back and forth. And as you're breathing here, taking a moment to scan the body and just seeing what you notice, what messages the body is sending. No judgment. Maybe making some micro adjustments. To make the pose feel more stable and comfortable. Centered. Can continue with a belly breath or work into Ujjayi breath if you like. If so, similar to belly breath, but tongue resting against the roof of the mouth, where the teeth and roof of the mouth meet. Again, actively pressing that breath out. Drawing in a nice big breath in the belly. And finding your rhythm there. And whichever breath you are doing, we're going to add in a pause. At the top of the inhale, holding just for a moment before exhaling. Drawing in the low belly or engaging the bandhas and holding for a moment. Inhale. And go with the pace of your own breath. And if the holds feel too difficult, skip it. And find that nice rhythm. And continue with Ujjayi breath. Or move back into a belly breath. Gently opening the eyes and allowing the hands to come to the sides, legs out in front. And you can rock across the heels side to side. Maybe a massage along the legs and around the joints. Just getting some blood flow, nice warm energy into those joints, legs, and even a little bit around the hip crest and into the low back if you like. And we'll just work into the ankles while we have the legs out. You can use your hands for support, sitting up tall, pointing and flexing in the feet. And side to side with the feet. You can go both one way or in and out. Some big circles. We'll go one direction. And the other way, switch it up a few rounds. Pause at center, gentle rock across the heels. And we're going to curl the toes up, squeeze them, bend those little toe bones, and spread the feet out. And again, curl them up and spread those toes out. Still trying to remember to engage in that low belly gently at the end of the exhale. Or engaging bandhas if you're familiar. And we'll wiggle the toes. I'm just going to scoot my blanket back. And feel free to have these things ready to use. And we'll come back cross-legged. If you can remember, switch the cross of your legs. Find your seat there. Pull any flesh out from under you. Get grounded in those sit bones, trying to even out in the right and left sides. We're going to bring right hand next to the hip and just resting on the ground. We're going to inhale, left arm up. Overhead, exhale, gentle side bend, planting into that right hand and pressing back into the left sit bone so we stay grounded, allowing the hips to roll open. Heart rolls up and open towards the ceiling as we gently fold in, and bit by bit, you can walk that right hand out and even eventually coming down onto the forearm if it's accessible for you. Going to inhale up, lift through the fingertips, exhale, hand down. And then we'll inhale both arms up. Twist to the right, bring left hand outside the right knee, right hand behind you. You could always use a block behind you as well to rest the right hand on. Staying tall on the spine as you inhale, lengthening. Finding that center of the sit bones and exhale, gently twisting in. Low back, mid back, upper back. Allowing that left shoulder to drop open so we're long across the collarbones and gazing over your back shoulder. And allow the gaze to deepen, bringing the neck with it. Keep the left hand on the knee. We're going to inhale, right arm up, shoulder height. Exhale it all the way around to the opposite knee, crossing arms. Inhale, lift the heart and center. Exhale, folding in, elbows can come to the lap. And you can bow in. If it's available for you and comfortable to do, you can bring elbows to the floor and even walk the arms out a bit. Work with the breath. Just marrying that movement to the breath. Maybe lengthening out of the low back on an inhale and sinking in on the exhale. Let's walk it up on an inhale. You can bring hands behind you to take a little heart opener. So fingers pointing towards the bum. Roll those shoulders open. If it's uncomfortable to have fingers that way, you can turn them out to the sides. Inhale, lift that heart and chest. Gazing up if it's comfortable. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And exhale, rolling back to center. And we'll extend the legs. In fact, let's extend them really wide. And draw those thighs back and under. If you have blocks, you can use them. Otherwise, just you can use fingertips on the floor. We're going to inhale, lift the heart, strengthen into those legs. Exhale, just slowly fold it in. You don't have to get very far to feel nice sensation. First thing moving in. Trying to stay long through the crown of the head, shoulder blades drawing down the back. Heart is open, melting forward. Hinging at the hips as we lengthen from there and sink in. Inhale up to sit. And then we're going to exhale, crossing legs, opposite direction. Find your seat there. Getting nice and tall. Again, you could use a block for your left hand if you like, or fingertips on the mat. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Exhale, folding in. Using that left hand to press back into your right sit bone, grounding and centering in there. Finding that openness in the chest, rolling open towards the ceiling. And bit by bit, again, you can walk out that left hand as long as we're staying grounded in the sit bones and soft and open in that right hip. Inhale up. Reach to the fingertips. Exhale, hand down. Can even press into the mat with both sets of fingertips. And then we'll inhale up. Arms overhead. Twisting left. Exhale. Right hand outside the knee. Left hand behind you. Dropping that right shoulder open, long across the collarbones. Find that center on the inhale, soften the hips, round into the sit bones evenly. And exhale, twisting bit by bit, low back, mid back, then upper back. Allowing the gaze to move over that back shoulder, bit by bit, a little deeper. Nice full breath. Exhale. Keep hand on the knee. We'll inhale, left arm up, shoulder height. Exhale it all the way around. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Elbows towards the lap. And as you're comfortable, working towards the floor. Move with the breath. Walk it up on an inhale. And you can bring hands behind you for a heart opener. Roll those shoulder blades towards each other. Squeeze and lift the heart. Exhale back to center. And again, we're going to extend the legs out wide. Find your seat there. Roll to the front of those sit bones. Roll the thighs back behind you, gently engaging in the feet, drawing up and back. Inhale, hand shoulder distance, lift that heart. Lift the torso light out of the hips as we hinge, bit by bit, allowing torso to work its way towards the floor in one piece. Moving with each breath, a little deeper into the pose. Nice full belly breath is gently massaging into the hip area. Inhale, walk it up. Heart opener if you like, and you can point through the toes maybe. And coming back to neutral. You can wiggle the feet out gently. And we'll slide legs together and scoop them around to the side. Coming to all fours. So you can reset yourself if you want to have blacks up towards the top of the mat. Blanket, whatever, where you can reach it. Or putting blanket under your knees to add a little cushioning there. I'm going to move up towards the top of the mat. Hands are shoulder distance. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Wrist creases are in line or parallel with the top of the mat. And just walking into the hands a little, spreading that weight out across the whole base of the hand. fingers, and rocking into the knees gently, trying to find that centering of the knees underneath the hip points. And just doing your best to find that spot. We'll do a little wagging of the hips side to side. Rocking shoulders side to side. Forwards and back. Over the hands. Back over the back of the knees. Coming to center. Gently engage that core. And we're going to step back long with our right foot. Come on the ball of the foot. And just gently pressing and rocking into that heel. You can roll all the way over the toes if you like, depending on the comfort for you, and back. You can hold, or again, you can gently rock. Going back to all fours. Maybe pad into the hands, lift the heels for a moment. Heel the hands, that is. And knees. Find your starting position, and we'll step back with the left foot. Same idea. Gently rocking. Gazing in between the hands. And again, if you want, you can rock over the toes and back. Coming back to all fours. And again, I'll kind of lift the heel of the hands for a moment, release a little pressure. And let's work through some cat and cow. On the inhale, rolling the tail up, belly drops, chest between the biceps, we gaze up. Then working slowly. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, draw that low belly in, spine to the sky, ears between the biceps. Rolling through on the inhale, cow posture. Pressing that weight out through the back of the knuckles. Exhale, cat round. Making little adjustments that make the pose more accessible for you. All moving into these poses from different bodies and experiences. Another 2-part flow. We're just going to go right in, inhaling through cow. Keep hands planted. Exhale, tuck the tail about a third of the way, and we'll sink back, bum towards the heels, forearms and forehead towards the mat. Extended child's pose. Inhale up. Rolling through cow. Exhale, back and down. And again. Inhale up to all fours. And we're going to step the knees back just a few inches. So if you need to move your blanket or anything, take your time and do that. And when you're ready, we'll all meet, kind of shifting the weight of the shoulders over top of the wrist there. So I'll just give people a second just in case. And gently engaging in that low belly, bandhas. And work the breath. Okay, so we're going to inhale here, starting position. Exhale, elbows in, back, and down, shifting the weight forward. Bring chest, chin towards the mat. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Inhale up. Kneeling plank here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back and down. And again, inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back and down. And we'll take a rest. Bring arms back down by the sides. Full child's pose, palms face up, wrists by the ankles. Rest on the forehead, and we're going to rock side to side across the forehead. Come into center, and we'll take a breath here. Arms out in front. On an inhale, lifting up. Find your tabletop position, starting position. We'll have knees under the hip pointers, shoulders over top of the wrists, like when we started. On the inhale, we're going to roll through cow. Tail rolls up, belly drops, gaze up. Keep your tail up, tuck your toes as we exhale, lifting the tail up, lengthening through the back of the legs, gazing back behind us, downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to shift forward, shoulders over top of the wrists. Exhale, lower with control, knees to the mat, tops of the feet. Inhale through cow. Tail up, tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Inhale forward. Shift the gaze in between the hands and exhale, lower. And again, feel free again. I often have to lift the heel of my hand and reset the weight. Inhale through cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. And exhale, lower. Inhale through cow. Exhale, down dog. And we'll hold in here. You can pedal the feet if you like, bringing one heel down as you bend the opposite knee. Or maybe holding it center, shaking the head gently, yes and no. One breath in stillness. And we'll look between the hands and walk up. Stay tucked in into a forward fold. If you want to use your blocks, you totally can. Resting hands on them. Otherwise, keep the feet at least hips distance. On an inhale, stay tucked in, but lift that belly up over the thighs. And sink back in, belly and chest towards the legs. Hang in there with a bend in the knees. Allowing that spine to hang and decompress. Neck just hanging in there. Skull is draining.
Exhale, fully join that low belly, Bundas. We're going to roll it up on an inhale. Last thing up is head and neck. Feel free to take a heart opener, arms up overhead. Morning stretch back. And open. And we're standing. Made it. All right. Mountain pose to start. Feet are hips distance, outside edges of the feet running parallel. Just rock into those feet, kind of ground in. And then slowly lowering the toes, allowing them to stay loose, not gripping. We'll do a little shoulder rolls up, back, and down. I'm trying to find that breath. And forwards. Let's work into some arm circles forwards. Checking in that toes are soft, legs are strong, torso is lifted nice and light and tall out of the hips. And we'll go backwards. Oh my goodness. My shoulder has really been struggling, falling asleep with the baby in my arm. She's too old for this. All right, mountain pose. Let's scrunch the shoulders up on an inhale. Make your hands into fists. You can even scrunch your face. On the exhale, big open mouth release. Let the arms go. Inhale up. Two more. Last one. We'll bring hands on the hips. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Centering on the inhale. Folding in on the exhale. Trying to keep shoulders relaxed down. Turn back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, looking over the right shoulder. Long across the collarbones. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Working side to side. Pausing next time you come to center. And on the next inhale, looking up and back. Exhale, bring the chin forward and then curl it in and under. And again. Roll it open. Curl it in and under. Coming back to neutral. We'll inhale here. And we're going to make some circles with the nose, like you're drawing a circle on a clock almost in front of you. Go clockwise, then counterclockwise. And pausing at center, coming to neutral. And we'll do more traditional neck circles. Inhale, tall. Exhale, right ear towards the shoulder and drop the head down and around. Inhale, open. And switch it up. One more time around. We'll bring head back to center. Let's release the arms. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders open. Take a big inhale. Squeeze those shoulders together. Gaze up. And release. We're going to bring the fingers interlaced in front. Turn the palms away from us. Press the wrists and palms away as we tuck the chin. Draw that low belly in. Tuck the tail under. And bring hands back to heart and release them to the sides. We're going to go ahead through some sun salutations. So I know everyone's kind of at a different level on the sun salutations. So keep in mind, just to make it so it works for you, whether you're doing a half push-up to come down, bringing the knees down first, or going into a child's pose before you go into downward facing dog. I'm going to do it with the 2 modifications this first time, just to demo. But if you'd prefer to practice in the way that you're more familiar, going straight down and push up or something like that, feel free. Mountain pose, top of the mat. Ground into those feet, strong legs, tuck the tailbone, palms facing in, fingertips gently reaching towards the mat. Torso is lifted, spine is long, neck is long, and the crown is rising up. Find the breath. I'm going to work into Ujjayi breath, trying to grab the bandhas at the end of the exhale. On your next inhale, arms overhead, gaze up if it's comfortable. Exhale, forward fold into the hips, roll the sit bones behind you, reaching for the mat. Inhale, flat back, on fingertips next to the toes, or hands to shins, or hands on the blocks. Exhale, hands to the mat, shoulder distance apart. Stepping both feet back, nice and long, all the way long on the mat. Plant into the hands. Inhale into high push-up, plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists, hips come down. Exhale, lower, knees, tops of the feet, low push-up. Allow the body to come to the floor, rolling through. Elbows back and down, shoulder blades down the back, lifting the heart as we press up into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back into child's pose, lengthening out that spine. Inhale up through cow. Tucking the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Walk into a comfortable position with the hands and the feet. Pressing back long through the arms, stacking those arm bones and allowing the shoulder blades to slide down the back towards the tail. Heart melting through, drawing those low ribs in and up, and rolling sit bones up to the sky as heels work towards the floor, gazing out past your knees or up towards the navel. Exhale fully, engage the bandhas. Come on the balls of the feet, look between the hands and step or hop up there. Check that feet are hips distance or exactly together before planting them there. Inhale to a flat back. Gazing up towards the horizon. Exhale, fold all the way in, belly and chest towards the legs. Inhale up tall. Gazing up towards thumbs if it's comfortable. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, mountain pose. Starting position, reset yourself if need be. Grounding in on an exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, gaze to the horizon. Exhale, plant the hands, step both feet back. Inhale to high push up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep through. Coming onto the tops of the feet. Press that tailbone towards the end of the mat, protecting that low back. Exhale. Again, either child's pose or going right into downward facing dog. If it's child's pose, inhale up into cow, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Feel free to bring a little movement in here. I'm going to gently wag the hips side to side. You could gently rock the head. And then just take a breath at center in stillness. Exhale fully, come on the balls of the feet. Look where you're going and step up. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale all the way in. And inhale up tall. Strong legs, strong core, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose, starting position. We're going to do sun salutation, and we're going to hold the poses for a few breaths as we're working through. So even on this first, we're going to exhale, grounding in. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch, and we'll gaze up, holding. Gazing towards the thumbs if it's comfortable. You can separate the hands if it's too much. Inhale here, exhale, fold. And we'll hold. Trying to pull shoulders away from the ears. And we'll inhale to a flat back. So either fingertips in line with the toes, gazing up. lifting the heart, or you can bring hands to shins or hands on blocks. Next exhale, step it back. Inhale to high push-up. And again, we'll hold. You can gaze between the hands or out front. One more inhale. And exhale, lower. We're going to try and hold. And come on down, and we'll sweep through into cobra or upward facing dog, holding for 3. Allowing shoulder blades down the back, tailbone pressing towards the end of the mat, pressing into the tops of the feet, strengthening into those legs. Exhale, either child's pose or downward facing dog. Get settled into a comfortable down dog. Find the breath. Exhale, fully engage the bandhas. Come on the balls of the feet. Step or hop up. Inhale, flat back. Keep that gaze up. Last inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And again, we'll hold. Strong legs. Torso is light and lifted. Maybe even smiling. Exhale, hands to heart. Allow the shoulders to soften. Draw that low belly in. Strengthening into the legs. Exhale, arms to the sides. Mountain pose. And just hold there and breathe for a moment. Just going to check the time quickly. Okay. Top of the mat. We're going to start in chair pose this time. And we're going to very slowly work through Sun Salutation B. Okay, so let's take your time. All right. Mountain pose. Probably similar, like 3 breaths. Shift the weight into your heels. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair, nice and deep. Tuck a tailbone under. If this is all that's comfortable for you, depending on neck or shoulder issues, you can stay here. Hands on hips, working on lifting the heart, hands in prayer. Eventually, you can bring arms up, shoulder distance, or bring your hands together. And hold. Chair pose. Sinking in, lifting up. Inhale, tall, gentle arch back, and exhale, fold. Hinge at the hips, folding all the way in. Few breaths here. Inhale, flat back. Gaze up. And hold. Strong legs. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back long, both feet. Inhale, high push up. Strengthen into those legs. Press up out of the hands. Stack those arm bones. Exhale, lower. We're gonna come all the way down. Inhale, sweep through. And hold. Exhale, down dog. Plant in here. We're gonna look between the hands. We're gonna step our left foot up in between the hands. Spin that right heel in, 45-degree angle. Heel towards the end of the mat, toes towards the front of the mat. Shift your torso so it's over your left thigh and left knee is at 90 degrees. Inhale, we're gonna come up, warrior one. Arms overhead, shoulder distance. Torso facing towards the front, chest open to the front, strong legs. Inhale here. Exhale, fold over that front thigh, frame the foot, step it back. Inhale, high push up. And exhale, lower. Sweep through. And hold. Check that hands are under the shoulders. Tail is pressing towards the end of the mat. Strengthen into those legs, even if you're not pressing off the mat. Exhale, down dog. Last one, exhale fully. Look between the hands and we'll step right foot up. Spin that left heel. Plant that foot on a 45-degree angle. Torso over the front thigh. Right knee is at 90 degrees. Strengthen into those feet and legs. Inhale up. Arms overhead. Heart centered. Facing forwards. Strengthen into those legs. Inhale, one more. Exhale, fold forward, frame the foot, step it back. Inhale, high push up. Exhale, lower. And inhale, sweep through. And hold. Activating those legs and the arms. Press strong out of the hands. Exhale, down dog. And let's shake the head gently, yes and no. Coming back to center. Exhale fully. Come on the balls of the feet. Look between the hands and step up. Check that feet or hips distance or exactly together. Shift the weight into the heels. Sit back. Inhale into chair. Exhale. We're going to inhale, lengthen up, reach back, and exhale. Hands to heart. One more breath here. Nice. All right. Mountain pose, top of the mat. I'm going to work through onto our backs before we cool down. Grounding in. And you can even do this one with your eyes closed. Sometimes it's nice to really feel your alignment. Add in any modifications you like. And from down dog at the end, we're going to slide a knee through, or you can jump up cross-legged, come into sit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, step back. Inhale, high push up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep through. And exhale, down dog. Exhale fully. Keep the tailbones up, sit bones up, Come on the balls of the feet, bend the knees. And again, you can slide one knee through and bring the other leg around. If you're familiar with the jump up, you can do that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again. One day. If you have a blanket, oh geez, go ahead and grab it, just in case. All right. And you can also potentially go over to a wall if you want and do legs up a wall. But first we're going to do bridge pose. Just if you want to think about where you might go. So we're going to lower down onto our backs with control. Use those abs. And then allow yourself to just kind of sink in there for a couple breaths. Nice and heavy in the mat. Keep the feet hips distance. We're going to walk the heels in towards the bump. And we're going to press up into a bridge pose. You can hold for as many breaths as is comfortable. I'm going to try and hold for 3 to 5 breaths if possible and come down and go up for another couple. But feel free to take a rest at any time, skip out on whichever ones, just honor where your body's at right now. Myself included. I might be telling you to do it without me. All right, press into those feet. On the inhale, we're going to lift the bum, lift the belly up, walk your shoulders in, shoulder blades in towards each other, and see if you can interlace the fingers. Maybe it's there for you, maybe it's not. Otherwise, you can just always press arms into the mat, pressing up out the feet, pressing up through the thighs. Untucking the chin gently, gazing up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, releasing the hands if you got them. Walking the shoulders out. Slowly lower with control. Bringing the back onto the mat. And take a breath here. Exhale fully. Well, we can't rest too long or we'll never go back up. So walk the feet in. Press into those feet. Inhale, lift. Walk your arms under. And pressing up. Really press up into those thighs one more time and then lower. Releasing the hands. Slowly lowering the back. One more if you're in for it. Walking the feet in. On an inhale, lift. And walking the arms under. Exhale, release. And let's give ourselves a hug across the chest, crossing arms. Squeeze. And then another way. Bring the arms out and cross in the opposite direction. And release. We'll bring the knees in up towards our chest. Give a little squeeze. So depending on your comfort level for this next pose, we'll be going into either a modified shoulder stand or legs up the wall. So if you want to do legs up the wall, you can just bring the mat, edge of the mat up to the wall and put your blanket right against the wall. You sit sideways against the wall, kind of on the blanket, and then flip the legs up the wall as you come to lay on your back. I hope that made sense. Otherwise, you can bring the blanket under kind of the hips and bum to help give yourself a little lift. And you can even do it a little thicker if you like. I'm going to hold here. This may be a hot mess because I've been really struggling with my shoulder stand, but we're going to give it a try. So lifting legs up. Want to have hands so that when they go under us, the fingertips are going to be facing towards the bum and they'll be on the low back. Elbows kind of in at the sides. So I'm going to throw the legs up and place the hands underneath. And you can even just do with legs up like this, or you can bit by bit kind of work your way up. I'm going to have to give myself a good throwback and hopefully my microphone won't fall off. And get hands underneath. And then again, you can kind of hold them like a basket and hold the legs at an angle, or bit by bit, walking the hands up the back and walking the legs up long. Gazing towards the toes, rolling the thighs in towards each other. I can't believe this is happening, actually. If you're up in shoulder stand and you want to go for plow, you can slowly lower the legs back overhead and either come onto the toes or onto the tops of the feet. And to come out of plow, you kind of want to bend the knees, give yourself a little earmuffs, and then stay tucked in as you slowly try and lower and roll out, bring back to the mat, and then feet in the floor. Give yourself a nice big sigh. And we're going to start to cool it down. So if you want to put sweatshirt or anything on, socks, grab a blanket to rest with, you can do so. Just going to pull this out. And we'll just bring one knee in at a time. Give it a squeeze. You just switch back and forth a few times. And then we'll do a little side to side windshield wipering of the knees so you can keep feet hips distance, knees bent, and we'll just windshield wiper side to side. Pause at center. We'll bring arms out in a T. Get the shoulders flush in the mat. Inhale, knees up towards the chest. Exhale, slowly lower them over to the right. You don't have to get all the way down, but try and keep shoulders flush in the mat. You can bring right hand on the outside of the left knee, and you can bring left arm up to 1 o'clock on the clock, and you can gaze over your left shoulder. Releasing back to center. Realign your hips and shoulders, centering, and then knees up and over to the left. Try and keep shoulders flush in the mat. It took me years, so no biggie. And again, you can bring left hand outside the right knee, right arm up to 11 o'clock and gaze out right if it's comfortable. Release back to center. And you can do any stretch you'd like to do. And then final rest. So you can not in the pose with legs out, or you can have active resting pose with the knees bent, feet wide, and knees resting in on each other. Sometimes that's easier on the low back. You can always give that a shot, see how you feel. Otherwise, legs out long, feet a little further than hips distance apart, toes flopping out to the side, arms down by the sides, about 45-degree angle from the body. Walking those shoulder blades down flush in the mat. Allowing the breath to go natural. Maybe a gentle smile. Sinking in, releasing any effort, and allowing yourself to drift away on the breath. So let's slowly start coming back to the room. Enlivening the breath and sending it all throughout the body. Gently awakening with little movements and stretches. Just slowly coming back to the room. And when you're ready, you can roll to your right hand side in a fetal position. And pressing up to sit from there. Finding a comfortable seated pose for yourself to close out the practice. If you feel warmed up enough to do half lotus, or if you practice full lotus, you can do that now. Pulling the heel up into the opposite hip crease and allowing the inside arch of the foot to kind of be a rest for that leg. That's half lotus for half lotus. Finding the center here. Tall, open, loving. Bring hands to heart center, prayer pose. Exhale, let's fold over the legs, locking in the practice. Inhale, lift. I thank you all for practicing this morning. Namaste.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Thanks, Bridget.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Thank you, Bridge.
You're welcome.
Have a good week.
You too. Yeah. Have a whole week of good.
See ya.
Good point. See ya.